the world record fee for a defender. The deal is officially complete. Probably the longest running transfer saga this summer in the Premier League is over. It's done. Harry Maguire is officially a Manchester United player. Yes, guys, 80 million was the fee. Was that the fee Leicester said at the beginning? Maybe. Maybe Ed Woodward was trying to get that fee down, hence why it took so long. Maybe the reports of Leicester moving the goalposts throughout the summer is the reason for the delay. We know at the beginning, Man City and Man United both said 65 million was the valuation. Man City said they wouldn't go higher than 65 million. They pulled out the deal. Man United went to 70 million. Leicester said no. We then heard that Leicester wanted 85 to 90 million. And you're like, where has that come from? Man United increased their proposal to around 75. Leicester still not accepting. Eric Bailly gets injured. 4 to 5 months. You're thinking, are Leicester, one, playing hardball in terms of keeping Maguire as long as possible, possibly waiting for a replacement on their own? Are they ever going to sell? What would it take for them to sell? Are they just trying to bump up the fee even further now that they know Man United are desperate, if they weren't desperate in the first place? But it was reported that 80 was the magic number. Had always been 80. But Man United were trying to see if they could save a few million, which is fair enough. You know, in a perfect world, it makes sense. You go in low, you hope that you meet somewhere in the middle. Just in this case, Leicester did not budge. And Harry Maguire was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's #1 target, ahead of any other player and any other position. Yes, we had signed Daniel James from Swansea. Yes, we had signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace. But Maguire was the #1 target. Yes, there's talk about, there's been talk all summer about Bruno Fernandes. There's Paulo Dybala. I've heard it all. I heard Coutinho. I heard Pepe. Is there anyone else that I'm missing? Obviously, De Ligt was one that we'd heard. Koulibaly, Sancho. From the start of the summer, we've heard all these names. But Harry Maguire was the #1 target. Not just a centre-back, but Harry Maguire. And 2 reasons. One, on Solskjaer's part, he's a proven Premier League defender. England's #1, he's an international, played at the World Cup, played in other European international tournaments, the Nations League, for example, and other qualifiers. He is consistently playing in the Premier League and performing against the big sides in the Premier League. Scored a goal against Liverpool to dent their title hopes last year. He scored, I remember, a last-minute equaliser against us. I think it was the year before last season. He put in some very, very good performances against the likes of Man City. Almost actually affected a goal in their title push at the end of last season. He's proven that he can play at this level. The question is now, can he play at this club where the expectation is completely different? Is he worth 80 million? That's the question. That's the talk. Fans, rival fans, more than anyone. Man United got bummed. Man United overpaid. He's not worth that. This player's better. That player's better. I've heard it all. I've heard literally every player you can name. He's not top 5 in the league. He's not top 10 in the league. He's not. You could have got this player. You could have. Oh, let's start talking about these players that we could have got. We could have got De Ligt. De Ligt went to Juventus. Why would De Ligt not want to go to Juventus over Manchester United at this point in his career. It doesn't mean nobody wants to come to Man United, but if someone chooses Juventus over Man United, it makes sense, right? You say that Man United is no longer relevant. You say players only want to come if they're mercenaries. Maybe De Ligt's not a mercenary. Maybe he wants to go to a team that's doing better than us right now. Say Koulibaly. Well, if you could get Maguire for 80 million, why not Koulibaly? Well, Napoli rejected a £100 million bid for Koulibaly in January. With how the market has gone, why are you assuming that we could have got Koulibaly for anything less than 100 million? One would suggest they want more than 100 million. How much more? I don't know. We say Maguire's not top 10 in the world, top 5 in the Premier League. He's not world class. Well, Koulibaly is world class. How much would he have cost? These are the questions we need to ask. Could have got Umtiti. Umtiti, who is always injury prone, and we've got enough injury prone defenders at the club already. Yes, he won the World Cup with France, but so did Giroud. I'm not going to buy him either. Yes, he plays for Barcelona. Barcelona who got slapped up by Liverpool at Anfield. There's all these little things you can say about anyone that you're saying about Harry Maguire. Yes, Umtiti has played at the highest level. He's also playing the Champions League in terms of club football. But did Solskjaer want Umtiti? No, he didn't. Did Barca want to sell Umtiti? Well, he hasn't gone anywhere. So something tells me that they're pretty happy with him. He's the mainstay in the Barcelona side. What makes you think that we can just go out and get him for how much? How much are Barca willing to sell him for? Alderweireld, that's a classical one. That's a classical. They love it. Could have got Alderweireld for 25 million. Did you speak to him? Did Alderweireld tell you he wanted to play Europa League football next year? Twilight of his career. How much would we have to have paid him in wages to convince him to come to Manchester United at this stage of his career? And then is he coming for the money? Is it a Sanchez situation? He's had his injuries. He's 30. When do we have to replace him? No, Solskjaer said 26-year-old, proven Premier League centre-back. We buy him now with the other young centre-back, in Lindelof. You got Tuanzebe coming through. I don't know what's going to happen with Bailly, but if he's able to be fit, he's young. We arguably don't have to buy another centre-back for the next 8 years. If this one works, of course. It makes sense. The purchase makes sense. Is he worth 80 million? Well, to Leicester he was worth 80 million. And Man United were willing to pay it. And that's all that matters. Harry Maguire, for me, is going to have a massive impact at Manchester United. We conceded 54 goals in the Premier League last year. In the top 10, I think only West Ham conceded more, which was 55. Every other team, including Wolves, including Leicester, and including Everton, they all conceded less than us. And of course, the rest of the top 6. It's a problem. De Gea's been a saviour for us in recent years. Last year it wasn't. And that position, that area was exposed even more, and the statistics are damning. But Harry Maguire, with his ability on the ball to play the way Solskjaer wants, his ability in the air at both ends of the field, and his commanding presence, his leadership qualities, it will improve us no end. And if we're not having to worry about the defence like we've had to in the past, then it allows our attackers to be more free. It allows the manager to play with much more freedom because he knows that at the back, it's sorted. I ain't saying he's world class, but he's proven Premier League quality. And everyone knows it. But some just don't want to accept that he was bought for 80 million. Is he better than Van Dijk? No, he's not better than Van Dijk. But are you saying Van Dijk's worth less than 80 million? No, they bought him from Southampton for 75 million. And now he's worth over 100 million. So the comparison is null and void. It really is. The fact that he's also English, that adds a premium because of, quota rules in terms of how many English players you have in the squad. So there's all of those factors. That probably adds another 10 million if we're honest, onto whatever value a club would give him. It did it probably for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's done it for Zaha, and it's done it for Maguire as well. But with I'm hoping a newly revitalised David De Gea, new contract imminently about to be signed. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has looked absolutely brilliant in pre-season. Lindelof, who has shown in the last 6 months under Solskjaer his qualities. And to be fair, even the latter stages of Mourinho's, he showed his qualities there. Harry Maguire, one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. And Luke Shaw. That defence fills me with so much more confidence than what we had last year. Now we just need to get the players up front. That's it from me, guys, with your transfer update. Harry Maguire, welcome to Manchester United.